Hi everyone, it's Max here from Valley Steps. I'm just going to make a quick video today on the top 5 tips of what I do to de-stress and relax at home. In light of the country situation and the situation of the coronavirus all around the world, a lot of us have to work from home and self-isolate. So I thought I would do a quick video on the things I do basically to de-stress and relax, and I hope you enjoy. Obviously, if you have any ideas yourself, please share them, and yeah, let's get involved. So the first thing I do to help relax and de-stress is I regularly engage in yoga practice. I practice yoga most mornings and sometimes in the evening, or vice versa, depending on my schedule. And I'm not particularly strict with it. I know there are many types of yoga. You have your hatha, ashtanga, excuse me, vinyasa, etc. But for me, it's more, I enjoy doing it organically basically. So I don't have a set amount of time, where it's 20 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes, although most of my practices do go on for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes depending on how I feel. On top of that, I don't have any specific poses in the routine. I generally just do what I feels right basically. If I notice any stiffness or any soreness somewhere in the body, then I'll cater the routine to those specific areas. And yeah, I just let it go organically basically, because for me basically yoga is all about, you know, developing yourself, you know, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind, learning to breathe, etc. So yeah, that's just one quick thing that I do on a daily basis actually to de-stress and relax. And like I say, you can do this anywhere at home. You've got a small space, 2 foot by 5 foot, 2 foot by 6 foot. You can pretty much do almost any type of yoga practice. So yeah, that's tip number 1. So tip number 2 then is I regularly engage in pranayama breathing exercises, and those of you who attended the courses have probably seen me mention the pranayama exercises. Now there are many different types you can do. I frequently engage in 2 to 3 different types basically. I'm really sorry, I can't pronounce the Indian names for them, but my morning one, which I usually practice, is shining skull or shining cap. It's a specific breathing exercise basically, which invigorates and nourishes the body and gets you quite energized in the morning. So I highly recommend that. And basically the way it's done is you breathe in through the nose and you breathe out through the nose, but when you breathe out through the nose, you breathe out as if you're blowing out a candle. So you kind of breathe in and you force it out like that basically. And you can do it in rounds as well. So the way it works is you could probably count to 12, so breathe in, force it out, that's 1 round, okay? Now you can go all the way up to 12. It's a really invigorating exercise. It's really good for the morning, helps stimulates the blood vessels in the mind, around the body, everything. It's really good exercise, so definitely check that out. The other 2 exercises which I do is I usually just do a breath retention exercise in the evening. It's very simple. I follow a 1-3-2 formula. So what that means is wherever you breathe in on the in breath, you times it by 3 when you retain the breath, and you times it by 2 when you breathe out. So for example, breathe in for 2, hold for 6, and then breathe out for 4. Now of course you don't have to do 2, 4, 6 for that. You could go 3, 9, 6, or you could go 4, 12, 8. It's entirely up to you. Basically you do whatever feels right for you, okay? And the other breathing exercise I do as well is basically alternate nostril breathing. And the way you do the alternate nostril breathing is basically you cup your fingers like this. This is one hand position you can do, or you can do a different hand position where you put your fingers here and you use your thumb, and I don't know which finger this is called, but you put that there. And basically what you do then is you breathe in through the left nostril, so, and then you block that nostril, and then you breathe out through the other nostril. And then you breathe back in, hold it to the other one, breathe out. And that's basically 1 round then, right? So you breathe in through the left, breathe out through the right, breathe back in through the right, breathe out through the left, and then back in through the left, and you just alternate back and forth. It's a really good exercise. It helps balance the body's energy levels, so I thoroughly recommend doing that. The third thing I like to do is I really enjoy gardening. I actually have a small plot in my back garden where I grow fruits and vegetables, I know it's a bit of a cold time of year and a bit wet as well, so we're quite limited on what we could grow. At the same time now, while we've got to self-isolate, it is very important to still get some fresh air. So obviously if you've got a little garden, do you know what I mean, you could pop out there, listen to the birds, you know, you can feel the breeze on your face, etc. And if you are growing something, you know, let us know, because, you know, I thoroughly enjoy growing fruits and vegetables. At the moment I've just got some onions and garlic going. On top of that, on top of that as well, I've got quite a few different herbs going. I've got some chive and some rosemary, and I've just been starting to get the plot ready now, basically for coming into April, May, to get some April, May planting going. Okay, my fourth tip for de-stressing and relaxing is I really enjoy reading. You can probably tell from all the books behind me, I've got loads of different books. I absolutely love reading. I read pretty much every day, and the books I read, again, I pretty much read almost anything. I enjoy reading about philosophy, psychology, theology, natural sciences. I enjoy classic literature, epic poems. I'm recently going through the first Lord of the Rings book, so that's really nice. I haven't read that for a long time. So yeah, it's really relaxing. It helps you de-stress, and not only that, it keeps the mind active as well. Because even though it's important to keep the body active, we should also keep our minds active. Tip number 5. Now, tip number 5 is an interesting one. A lot of people can't do this these days, but I literally just enjoy doing nothing. And when I talk about doing nothing, I mean either lying down on my bed or lying down on the sofa or sitting in the chair. There's no TV, there's no music, there's no mobile phone, there's no company. It's literally just me, and I'm sitting down or lying down and just relaxing. And a lot of people don't do that these days, and I'm not saying you can't do it with music on, etc., but to just sit down and relax and just be with yourself and just in the silence. I think having a few minutes of that daily is very helpful for our well-being, because when you do that, you just take the time to just relax. Your body just shuts down for a little bit, your mind shuts off as well. It's kind of like a mini reboot. It's really serene, you know, it's relaxing. And especially now, since we live such busy lifestyles, I mean, you know, we're working all the time. On top of that, we've got constant social media, news, advertisements, you know, our friends, family, there's a lot going on. So yeah, those are the 5 things I do on a regular basis for my health and well-being. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I say, if you've got any recommendations for yourself, please comment on the website, you know, post up some things which you do yourself. And you know, we're all in this together, so let's get through this, let's share the ideas, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.